She was a good girl, went to church every Sunday, trusted God with her money, still kept the place running. She said, "Give me your poor, tired, hungry," and she did it for a while. I remember, it was something. She took him in, she gave him a bath, something to eat. She let him sleep when she couldn't afford shoes on her feet, and she could scrap, so they knew not to mess with. People came to her shores, cause they knew that she'd protect them. And she was coming up, and she hated second place. She respected God, so the angels stayed by her gates. And she was young, the sun shine on her face. People came from miles, every religion, every race. But the devil's watching, he kept buying his sights. Remember Rome and Greece, and how they danced with him that night. And every man dies, empires fall to the knees. Eventually everything changes and gets washed to the sea. Money, power, greed, the devil wears them like a cape. Asked her to dance in 45 and she spit in his face. She was a dreamer, and she believed she could do anything. I never heard her say the word impossible. So every obstacle was hoppable, ambition unstoppable, every lock unlockable. Remember how they laughed and mocked her when she said she's gonna fly to the moon? Remember how we watched her do it on TV, eyes glued? Man, she had that swagger, even got a little cocky. Not the same hunger she had beating the Soviets in hockey. But the devil's watching, the devil's always watching. You can tell she's not the same girl who threw tea out in Boston. He comes when you're the weakest. When she was storming beaches, he wasn't trying to see it. There's a million ways. He sat back a couple years, he just followed. Noticed she kinda had this thing for this dude Iraq in college, mostly flirting. But he could tell she had an interest. Plus he knew she liked the money and bought her things to spark her interest. And told her she could have it all and never have to give it back. Said he'd give her what she wanted most if she would just dance. In 45, she would have spit in his face. Now she pauses for a minute, starts to think, contemplate, takes the devil by the hand and puts the other on his waist. Slowly moves across the floor as tears came down her face. She thought about turning back, but she knew it was too late. And that was the night she changed. Cause the devil's watching, he kept buying his sights. He remembered Britain and Persia, how they danced with him that night. And every man dies, empires fall to the knees. Eventually everything changes and gets washed to the sea. And money, power, greed, the devil wears them like a cape. She swore she never danced with. America, how they used to love her. It's been a cruel couple summers, and you were always there for the weak, like a big brother. Remember how they died on the beach, cause they loved you? America, did anything you wanted, never said can't. Touch the moon if you wanted. How they lined up at her feet, just to touch her. Now the giant sleeps. She looks older now. She's about the same age. Wears her hair gray, hands wrinkled, and walks with a cane. Stands over the sink and tries to wash out the stains. Tanks moved to the desert, and they forgot why they came. She stopped reaching for space, and she just reaches for change. Wears the stripes red and white, but they bleed and look the same. She says impossible, and she can't do it today. And she took God out of everything, so the angels left her gates. She doesn't feel, she medicates to stop the pain. Percocet, Prozac, they make her numb to create. So she don't play that same jazz that she used to play. That hurt music, feel music, she just plays it safe. Plus that really don't sell, and she likes getting paid. And she learned it's more about how it's packaged than how it gets made. And I remember as a kid, I was so proud to say her name. A kid told me this story. Man, how everything changed.